Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel here at 88 Rotors Off-Road. Today, we're getting rid of our 4th generation TRD Offroad after all that we've done to it. Last time we posted a video and stated that, everyone said it was clickbait because we didn't get rid of it. Hey, it's time. Let's jump in for a ride to AutoNation, Toyota of Irvine, to see what we come home with. Well, it's pretty obvious from the thumbnail and the title of the video. And if you follow us on Instagram, then you know that we did come home with a Tacoma TRD Pro a few weeks ago. About a month ago, Toyota of Buena Park gave me a call and said that my TRD Pro came in. I was in Miami at the time, so I told them, give me a few days, I'll be back in town and I'll come right down and take the vehicle. But when I got back to California on Friday, they told me that they already sold my TRD Pro to somebody else that paid a higher markup. That's ridiculous because I gave them a deposit also months ago. So they gave me dibs on the next one that's coming into Toyota of Irvine. This one right here came 2 weeks later, which is also a sister company or whatever you want to call it of Buena Park. I pulled up seeing the Terra Pro up front with a big yellow sold sign with my name on it. Boy, did they know how to make you feel special when they are about to take all of your money. I jumped in with my son and took a test drive of the Terra Pro with a sales lady. She was pretty cool, told me a couple things. The first thing I noticed about the truck was the hood. The hood was rattling, just on regular driving. Every bump, dip, whatever it was, the hood was rattling. It's definitely not normal, so I asked her what the deal was with it. She told me that this was a performance truck. The TRD Pro comes with larger turbos, so it needs a larger hood, and that's completely normal. Needless to say, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. So I found another gentleman out of state that just took delivery of his Tacoma TRD Pro as well. I hit him up on Instagram and he said he was having the same issue with his hood. He said he's been going back and forth with Toyota and they're not giving him a solution. I hate buying stuff and then having to complain about it, but I guess I might have to bring it up to them and see what we can do to get this resolved. I instantly noticed a night and day difference from this iFORCEMax motor compared to the iForce non-hybrid that was in my off-road. Right off the bat, I thought that the suspension was kind of stiff, but later realized that they all come from factory off of the dealer lot at a 2 setting for compression adjustment. The TRD Pro QS3 shocks are adjustable, so I definitely recommend throwing it on level 1 if you want more comfort when driving around on the highway. Check out the rattling hood issue that I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to capture it on video, but you sure notice it when you're driving it. And here's Chris taking the Taco out for a test drive.
Dang, it's got get up. I think your hood's open, bro. It's like rattling.
I'm recording.
Dang, it drives good.
I'm telling you.
It's like a V8. It sounds good too.
I mean, the amount of torque the iFORCEMax has is awesome with the hybrid motor. I wouldn't say it drives like a V8, but it pulls like one if you compare it to the 3rd gen Tacoma's V6, if you know what I mean. I was blown away by the way Toyota made it the 8-speed auto tranny to the twin-turbo 4-banger hybrid. Of course, we've read what we read and watched all the Tacoma TRD Pro videos, but we now finally get to tear one apart and see the true differences between the Taco suspension and wheel and tire fitment compared to the other models. We figured out all measurements on the SR5, TRD Sport, and TRD Off-Road models, but we'll now get all the specs logged for the TRD Pro. ARB's doing big things. Well, they always have, but now they're coming factory on the TRD Pro with this rear bumper and recovery points. I'm loving it. Fox Racing QS3 internal bypass shocks are supposed to lift the truck about 2 inches up front, but we'll get the true measurements in a little bit. Out back, the Taco packs the Fox IFP internal floating piston hydraulic bump stops that greatly soften impact and take away those harsh bottom outs when you hit the ground. The Pro is supposed to be about 2 inches higher up front and 1.5 inches higher in the back compared to the other models, but from my measurements taken on both days of delivery of my TRD Off-Road and the TRD Pro, the new guy sits about 2.5 inches taller up front and 1.5 inch in the rear. Stance out of the box was great, so the plan is to maintain the same stance after all the modifications are done. I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, why would you buy such a truck and rip out the factory suspension? Well, it's because you can always do better. We ripped out the Fox QS3 shocks and billet red TRD upper control arms and replaced it with a set of King 2.5 remote fin reservoir shocks with compression adjusters all around, a Camburg Kinetik billet uniball upper control arm setup up front, King rear sway bar and links in the back, and Camburg billet upper and lower trailing arms. The TRD Pro has wider fenders, so we are going to run a 8.5 inch width wheel with a 0 offset and 35 12.5 tires. My TRD Off-Road was on 9 inch width and a positive 25 offset. Fitment was on point for me with slight poke and was still functional. And here it is now out with 17 by 8.5 zero offset wheel with 35 12.5 17 tires. Poke was perfect. In terms of outside fitment, this is 6 millimeters more conservative compared to my TRD Offroad, which I'm completely happy with because this is fully functional. I'm loving the sleek look of the factory rock sliders on the Tacoma. Exhaust on this truck sounds pretty good as is too. It has a nice rumble, and being an OEM item, it's not obnoxious, which is what I like. It has dual tips and side exit on the driver's side. Does it hang too low? I'm not too sure. I don't think so, but let's see what I end up doing with this as time goes by. At the moment, I'm running some new wheels that have not been released yet. As the manufacturer of the wheels requested, I'm not going to be able to post what wheels they are until maybe later. Next mod we're doing today is an addictive Desert Design Stealth center mount winch front bumper. We'll also be running the ADD skid plate to complete the setup and get that added protection. Since we have the bumper off, we're also going to be installing some Baja Design S2 SAE amber fog lights. Worn VR Evo 10S winch is going on with a Factor55 Fairlead and Ultrahook with rope guard. Baja Design Onyx 6 light bar will be modified to fit this bumper as well and ran to my S-Pod Bantam X on the dash. That's also going to be powering my S2 Pro amber ditch lights that I'm installing with a set of ditch light brackets that the original Cali Rays LED guys of Texas sent me. At this point, I'm still debating if I want to add a roof rack or not. My TRD Offroad was an overland type build, but I plan to do a pre-runner build on this Pro. But we'll see what happens later when Jeff Westcott gives me a call. We'll get to that later in the video. This is pretty cool. This wind deflector piece on the TRD Pro skid plate here has a first gen Tacoma imprinted on it. ADD is the best when it comes to quality and fitment. We have been running ADD on all of our personal trucks and Jeeps for over a decade. Of course, for our customers as well. Pricing is a bit higher on these compared to other brands, but the quality justifies the price. Believe me on that. The bumper is completely bolt-on with a bit of trimming. Having a winch is crucial to me. I feel so much safer with one when off-roading, so it's always one of the first things I do to any truck that I purchase. I didn't get to capture that much footage of us off-roading that day. Mainly it was for the photo shoot and video shoot. But when I disconnected the front sway bar, it was pretty awesome. The isodynamic seats were pretty cool, but honestly to me, it's pretty much a gimmick. I don't really care for them too much. It's cool to have and all that, but I think I could have done without. One thing I can say about them that they are quite comfortable though. It's kind of weird that I can only show the front or the back of the truck and not show the wheels on this. So I'm going to take the wheels right off after this shoot and throw on some wheels that I can create some content with. Ran into this family that tried to make it out in a stock Sequoia on highway tires that were bald. The trail was pretty quiet on this weekday, and I feel like if we didn't see them, they'd probably be in some deep trouble and not even know when they could have gotten out. Our buddy Johnny saved the day and winched them out. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We're a shop out here in the city of Baldwin Park, which is about 20 minutes east of downtown Los Angeles in California, USA. If you're looking to get some work done by us, please reach out to us anytime by phone, or you can always message us by clicking on the link in the description and going to our contact form. If you're not local to us and want to make a purchase and support us, always check out our website at 88rotorsoffroad.com. We are a stocking master dealer for many different brands. It's time to take off the wheels and throw on some RRW RR7H Flowform wheels. We just want to send a quick shout out to our boys over at King Shocks and Camburg Racing. They took care of us on this one here, just like they did on my TRD Offroad. Here's a closer look at the electronic sway bar disconnect. Over in the rear end, you can see the King Shocks along with the King end links and upper and lower trailing arms from Camburg Racing. The wheels and tires are on now. These are the RR7H Flowform wheels in a 17 by 8.5 size with a 0 offset. Tire of choice here we use are the Needle Trail Grappler MTs in 35 12.5 17. I want to send a quick shout out to Jeff Westcott for always taking care of us and always supporting our builds here at 88. WESTCOTT Designs offers a gloss black roof rack for the Tacoma TRD Pro so it matches the factory gloss black roof. I didn't even know that it was offered, and what a great idea it is. This made my decision easier since I was on the fence on running a roof rack or not on this build. Jeff Westcott wanted to support our build and said he was going to send me a rack, but since we have them in stock anyway, and being the impatient person that I am, I had one from our inventory sent over to our local powder coater to turn them gloss black. I'm glad I did it because it now looks awesome up there matching the roof, and I have a place to mount my XL Linkables. And here's our custom spare tire bed mount that we fabricated for the truck. We have lots of mods down the pipeline for this truck and can't wait to show you. If you're enjoying the video and want to see more of this build, hit that subscribe button and follow along. Check out the links in the description for more 4th gen truck content. If you haven't seen our 4th generation Tacoma TRD Offroad series. This is it for today, guys. Appreciate everyone. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.